Hello, my name is Amy Smith, and I am a songwriter and artist with Asperger's syndrome, founder of the Circles Edge Incorporated, and author of Conversations Out of Chaos, its follow-up called The Bimbo Chronicles, Nine Crazy Dreams, and various other books, including the one I'll be reading from today called A Different Perspective. The Circle's Edge is a 501c3 nonprofit whose mission is to fight loneliness, isolation, rejection, and bullying through outreach programs and social activities. This resolves a vastly overlooked but painfully urgent need in society: acceptance and the need to belong. And you can help make a difference in a lonely, isolated, autistic person's life and help stop bullying with every book and purchase made from our website, circlesedge.org. That's CIRA-CLES, like 5 or 6 different circles, EDGE, like an edge of a mountain or edge of a cliff.org. That's circlesedge.org, as well as from Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, Target, and everywhere books are sold. And simply just by sharing and reposting this to your Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Pinterest, Instagram, and other social media accounts. A Different Perspective is a multifaceted collection of illusions, poetry, short stories, and art. This coffee table art book is by adult artists with Asperger's syndrome. There are limited opportunities for autistic adults to showcase their talents. Thus, I created A Different Perspective to showcase my writings, art, and works, as well as that from other adult Aspie poets and artists. Another way this book is different is because I wish to highlight a topic that is vastly ignored and overlooked for Aspie and even non-autistic youth and adults: social interactions from their own perspective. It's nice to have some teacher or parent offer their opinion and advice, but every now and then it's nice to hear directly from the subject's mouth their feelings, difficulties, and more so, how they personally overcame. Hearing how someone overcame a difficulty can be useful for others in that predicament. Thusly, this art book called A Different Perspective. I will be reading a short story near the end of A Different Perspective called The Chronicles of Earth, Part 1, City in the Sky, which is the first book in this series. The Chronicles of Earth is a series of science fiction stories straight from my dreams. So, without further ado, The Chronicles of Earth, Part 1, City in the Sky. It begins in a very futuristic-looking Earth, with what seems to be a semi-automated utopian-type city in the sky. It appears there are a group of city structures that extend far into the atmosphere. These buildings are tall, high in the sky, self-contained, semi-automated structures. Inside the city structures are humans and hybrids, who are mixed with and look just like humans, outside of the electronic circuit connectors on the palms of their hands. The majority of the citizens living there appear to be of white European descent. However, you do see blacks and diverse people of color. The city structures are predominantly round. They are somehow created and formed out of the mountains with a metallic exoskeleton and interior tower-like structure. At the top of the mountain are the resident high-rises and self-contained city in the sky. At the edge of each is an electronic field fenced barrier surrounding. However, from the outside on the ground level looking up, it appears the cities don't even start until they hit the sky, because the mountain structure is transparent. The city in the sky is made up of a tall metallic structure similar to Seattle's Space Needle, all the way up deep into the stratosphere. This metallic structure is surrounded by mountains and hills. On every level, there is an outside courtyard and park area with lakes, hills, and streams. You could literally walk from the very top of the city all the way down to ground level without ever using an elevator or steps, or more so ever needing oxygen, which is really a marvel. The Renegade's Escape. On the outskirts of one of the city structures, we see a renegade outcast named Willie. Willie, or Will as he called himself, has been surviving like a rebel for years on the edge of one structure to the next. He looks rugged and rough because he lives off of what he can hunt, fish, and the vegetation that he's able to replant and grow. He is able to luckily bathe and wash his clothes in the streams nearby, as well as consume it as drinking water. Conveniently, daily activities are generally performed near the middle and top of the city. The only activity that happens near the base is maintenance, which is mostly automated. It's unclear how long Willie has been living at the edge of the structure, nor what exactly occurred to make him become an outcast of this kingdom. Many times, if you are rebellious or break the law, the punishment is banishment out of the city altogether into the land of the barbaric humans. One day, a few of the cyborgs who overlooked the automated maintenance systems at the base of the city noticed something peculiar on the edge. When they went to investigate, they discovered Willie eating and washing his clothes. Now forced to relocate, Willie took off running again. The cyborgs chased after him along with a few of the hybrids. They chased Willie around the base of the structure. Willie somehow slid past the electronic gate and ran into the parking garage near the bottom. Willie jumped over a boulder, ran through another parking garage, then slid underneath a bend in the electronic fence onto the outside. He just barely escapes the machines and hybrids as they chase him down boulders, rocks, and streams to ground level, taking cover at a new boulder. Willie knew it was unsafe to stay around the mountain's base. He was able to observe how some of the expelled humans who got sanctuary became infested, and how the cyborgs were indiscriminately killing humans off. First off, even after you shot, stabbed, and tried to kill an infested human off, they would get back up, shot up and all, and become even more aggressive. It was hard to kill an infested human. Thusly, Willie ran off to the next city structure in the sky and began seeking a discreet hiding spot with fresh running water to survive off. The city structure that was the next one over was a university town. I was enrolled in the university, taking classes and living life as usual, oblivious to any problems going on outside of the city structure. Willie was living on the edge of the university. People in this university city were a bit more tolerant, welcoming, and willing to let him sneak into their dorms, take showers, and eat in the student center. As long as he was able to blend in, he was never detected, which actually was quite a hard thing to do. The University in the Sky. The university was hosting freshman orientation the week Willie arrived. There was a new student named Jim, who I guess during freshman orientation got lost. I was going downstairs to the student center grocery store and I caught myself helping Jim who got lost. Jim somehow wandered into my building lobby during her campus tour. I can't understand how she or anyone could ever get lost. There is an information booth every few blocks all over campus. They even have a fancy phone system where you can call on your cell phone and say you're lost, and a hologram will appear and escort you to wherever you're going. Jim is fully human, but was lucky enough to be born in the city structure because her mother and father were both professors at the university. She has never been outside the city structure except to go to another city. She was rebellious and curious about life outside of her four walls. Even though she never wanted to go to the human world. She wanted a bit more adventure and excitement, and she wished to travel. She was wild, curious, fascinated, quite rebellious, and fun to hang with. As I tried to help Jim find her tour group, we noticed Dale, who was another human. Jim was fascinated with Dale, and they spoke a brief bit. Sleek dorms. The dorm rooms at the base of the university towns were very nice, sleek, and modern. They have a state-of-the-art gym, entertainment, and student center. There are fancy state-of-the-art dorm rooms where 3 or 4 students would share a room. The further you went up, however, the fancier the dorm is. I was a junior, so I was near the top. Above me is where the grad students and PhD students live. The vanishing of the students. About a year and a half later, I was in my last year of university and Jim was a junior. One afternoon, I noticed Will and Jim eating lunch under a tree. I went up and asked them where everyone was. No one showed up for class, and the campus center is empty. Jim and Willie already had begun to notice that weird things were going on, such as less and less people were in class, the library, and going to the university center for lunch, and on campus altogether. Every day seemed like more and more people were disappearing. By the end of the semester, it appeared that everyone had begun to vanish. There seemed to be no humans left, no students left, and even very few hybrids left. The last week of the semester, we went on a scavenger hunt looking for people. Where did everyone go? Well, I hope, in fact, I'm sure that you enjoyed this creative sci-fi excerpt from a different perspective, which you can pre-order now, today, at circlesedge.org. And with every purchase, a portion of the proceeds goes toward our outreach programs and social activities, such as our weekly support group on Thursdays in Albany, New York, or our virtual meetings held worldwide. So log on to circlesedge.org today to pre-order this creative book, which not only makes a superb coffee table art display, but also is a great read for teens and adults alike, and help make a difference in the world. My name is Amy Smith, and I thank you in advance for sharing and reposting this to your Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Pinterest, Instagram, and other social media accounts, and for your support. Thank you and goodbye.